I need all my queens' undivided attention on this one. Check it. I know you see it every day on the gram. Bodies all extra, faces full of glam. You in the house scrolling like you don't stand a chance. But what you looking at is inflated, so enhanced. Queen, make sure you get your mind right though. Love yourself, no need for no lipo. Please believe it's really your hype though. The beauty's in your presence, your soul is the essence. Times get tough, may need a sabbatical. You pretty as you are, love you all natural. Look at the media, forever being tactical. It's all an illusion, it's time to get practical. The body portrayed is really not actual. What God gave, all you need, that's factual. Some understand, but we still seem to lack a few. Get out your own way, it's time to get back to you. You the prize, surgery is a disguise to mask and hide, but you should have pride. What's on the inside determines and decides the outcome of how you living in your life, queen. You bad and beautiful, love the way you are. Embrace every blemish and every scar. You bad and beautiful.
What you just heard right there was Tray Chaney. That was his dedication to women all across the globe. Today is Women's Month. Women's Month is every day. We're women every day. And today we have global sensation actor Tray Chaney, who you know as Poot on the HBO The Wire. He's going to be coming here to talk about his self-discovery, his journey, to rise to his fame, and also his new movie that he's in called Antoine, who is reaching #1 on the search engines on Tubi and also on Amazon Prime. And also all of the amazing things he's learned through his journey and his advice and wisdom. So we're going to have Tray Chaney live in the building, also an amazing author. He has his new book that's out, and it's basically called You Can't Be Tray. Basically, you can't betray. And so we're going to be talking about his new book and more. And also he has this new thing out. It's called No Cell Phones During Dating Time. Basically being more engaged with your partner. So it started with him and his lovely wife, and it's gone viral. So we're going to talk more about that in a few, and we're going to have the amazing Tray Chaney live in the building. And I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little quick snippet of Antoine the movie. If you have a chance, check it out on Tubi and Amazon Prime, and it's going viral. So I'm going to give you a quick snippet of it, and we'll be back with Tray Chaney, and we'll be talking to him more about his own self-discovery.
I'm pretty sure it must be a lot to run around and chase after people.
Let's get one thing clear. I came from these streets. This is not about a paycheck. This is about me doing whatever I can to prevent another statistic from happening.
And that was a snippet real quick of Antoine, the movie, an amazing movie, a story focused on a young man's journey to find himself after losing his mother to an overdose. And he goes through a spiral of, talking about love, connection, community, wisdom, and also mental health amongst men. So it's an amazing movie. I implore you all to check it out. It's called Antoine. And we're going to have the one and only Tray Chaney live in the building. And he's going to talk more with us about what he has going on. And don't forget, recently I was just at the UN and also on political and focusing on women's issues. What's going on in regards to not only equality, but also equity. How are we bringing equity to women and making sure that we're not blocking the development of women, and also the intersection of technology and the advancement of women through technology. Looking forward to talking more about later on in more sessions. We have more interviews coming your way with Dr. Stavely, who's going to be talking to us more about science and her journey through higher education. And also we'll be talking with Special Ed, icon, producer, and artist of hip hop. He'll be live with us talking about what he's doing in his initiative with literacy with children and gun violence. And we're also going to be talking with Drez of Black Sheep. And we're going to be talking with him later on. So we have a lot of people that will be live on the show, and we're highlighting people that are change makers, that are making change through wisdom, through mentorship, through business, through the industry. What are you doing to make change each and every day? So don't forget, we're going to be live in a few minutes with Tray Chaney. And, a question I would like to ask you all: when did you feel like you wanted to pivot? When did you want to change? And in this life, in your moment, what is your life's purpose in your stage of your life? Because we change as we go through life. We're always changing. We're always rediscovering ourselves, finding out what we like and what we don't like. And you know how we get started into the show? We pull an affirmation card. So let's pull an affirmation card to start the day. All right. So to start the show, the affirmation today says, let's check this out. It says, let me be still today and listen to the truth in my silence. Let me be still today and listen to the truth in my silence. Sometimes there's so much noise going on around in our world and in our life and just simply in our head. And taking a moment to sit back and take a moment to check in with yourself. In that stillness, we find wisdom. In that stillness, we find liberation. In our stillness, we find freedom. So take a moment to sit back. If you're at the desk, you've been there and your eyes are strained. If you're just outside somewhere, take a moment. Even if you're in a car and it's just too much, pull over to the side and take a moment and check in with yourself. In the stillness, we find clarity. And on that note, we'll be back in a second, and we are going to have our amazing guest, Tray Chaney, live in the building. And we're going to be talking to him about his life's journey and all the things that he has going on. I'm so excited. Tray is like a brother to me. He's doing amazing work. And it was great to see him down in Atlanta as I was able to host Antoine's first premiere down in Atlanta on a red carpet. And every actor actually embodied their character to the T. And I am just so grateful to the young man we know as a fool with the camera. His name is Jordan Marcel, and he was a young man that God allowed me to be in his life, and he told me he wanted me to come and host the event, and I was just so proud of him to see what he went through. He also lost his own mother, so this was therapy for him to share his story through this movie, and he was able to create doors for other people through this. There were so many testimonies of people how this movie has changed their lives or gave them an opportunity, because he gave people a chance to become actors that maybe would never have the chance before. So you never know. You're one person away from your blessing. And like I said, we're going to have the one and only Tray Chaney live with us. And we're going to be talking to him about his journey and what he has going on and what's going on in the future. And for him to also drop some wisdom on us today. So I'm so excited to have him live on the show. And we'll be back in a second with Tray talking about what's new, what's in the movies, what should we check out in a second. All right. All right, all right, all right. We have
What's
the
up,
one
family?
and only.
Good.
How you doing?
I'm good. Am I cool like this?
Yes, you're amazing. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes. We have the one and only global sensation icon. We call him the GOAT, the one and only actor, executive producer, author. Even he was a child prodigy, okay?
Yeah.
So he's here. You know him as Poot on the HBO's successful series called The Wire. Mentor, motivational speaker, and just a great human, great husband. And he's just doing amazing things. So I'm honored to have my fam in the building, the one and only Tray Chaney.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here with you, my sister. You already know what it is.
And you know, I got the book. I'm really excited about You Can't Be Tray.
Yeah,
And
the truth you can't betray. Yep.
yeah, You Can't Be Tray, which is a little, play off of like your name, and
Yeah.
it's beautiful going through like your life's journey, all the things that made you become who you are, which runs into what we have here, which is the self-discovery, because you went through a lot. You went through a
Yeah.
lot becoming who you are
Yeah.
today in this moment, and being an example for a lot of young men, and also with wellness. I pulled today's affirmation. Today's affirmation said, "Let me be still today to listen to the truth in silence." What does that mean to you?
Let me be still today to listen to the truth in silence. It goes along with what I'm actually doing now, which is fasting on what I call and what I created the Tray Chaney conscious diet. It's basically sacrificing and letting go of certain habits that may hinder or hold you back. And you have to sit still. You have to be still. You have to, eat right. And like I said, you got to let go of certain things in order to achieve greater success. So during this time, I'm a lot of clarity. I'm seeing a lot of things come to mind that I may not have seen if I was indulging in certain things, and I just feel that means the answers, they'll definitely come from God if you let go of something in order to achieve that higher level, because it is a higher level. All of us now, I believe we're definitely where we're supposed to be in life, but we know as individuals that we can go to another place if we just organize. Organization is so important. You know what I'm saying? We organize. Discipline is so important. And if we, cultivate these things and we put these things in our daily routine, then we'll start seeing results without even trying to find it.
Exactly. And on that note, this is Women's Month, and
Yeah.
you have done an amazing anthem for women, which I played earlier, and we're
Yeah.
going to play real quick. And I want to talk to you because you have a lovely wife,
Thank you.
and that effect of just the women in your life that played a role in your life, especially also looking at the movie Antoine that you also in there, executive producer, and also
Yeah.
played a role in there, and talking about that motherly effect. So we're going to go ahead and play this.
I need all my queens' undivided attention on this one. Check it. I know you see it every day on the gram. Bodies all extra, faces full of glam. You in the house scrolling like you don't stand a chance. But what you looking at is inflated, so enhanced. Queen, make sure you get your mind right though. Love yourself, no need for no lipo. Please believe it's really your hype though. The beauty's in your presence, your soul is the essence. Times get tough, may need a sabbatical. You pretty as you are, love you all natural. Look at the media, forever being tactical. It's all an illusion, it's time to get practical. physical. The body portrayed is really not actual. What God gave, all you need, that's factual. Some understand, but we still seem to lack a few. Get out your own way, it's time to get back to you. You the pride, surgery is a disguise to mask and hide, but you should have pride. What's on the inside determines and decides the outcome of how you living in your life, queen. You bad and beautiful, love the way you are. Embrace every blemish and every scar. You bad and beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
That's powerful.
And it's so it means so much to me because, you know, me as a hip hop artist, when I go in the studio with my team, shout out to CR The Show that produced that record. Shout out to my writing collaboration partner, E1, who I've been working with these guys for years. Like some of the records that you see and hear, these guys, you know, we came together and put them together. But every record that I do has some meaning to it. And I had actually lost a friend of mine, a young lady, I won't say her name, but I lost a friend of mine to getting plastic surgery, lipo, BBLs, you know, so,
wow.
And thank you. And this was a record that I let her hear first before, you know, her untimely passing. So I think the message in this is just telling women to embrace the body that God gave you. You know, it's telling women to love yourself. You are enough as a woman. And that's the reason why Bad and Beautiful, you know, I that was from the heart. I'm just like, look. And then the aspect of like even the first verse when I'm talking about, I know you see it every day on a gram, you know, social media with these phones, women might be looking at another woman and feeling like, okay, this woman looks way better than me, but not even knowing that photo might be enhanced. That might not even be how she really looks. Exactly. Or they may not even know that she might have had to go get work done that could later on down the line affect her health-wise. You know, so it's like that Bad and Beautiful is a record that's just putting it out there to the culture to say, look, you beautiful as you are. You know, me as a man, and I'm sure other men can embrace women with every flaw. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why Bad and Beautiful came out the way it did. And then, of course, a lot of people don't know this, but Bad and Beautiful is not available on no streaming platforms. The only place you can purchase it is on ChaneyWay.com. So I even gave them the up close and personal, you know, relationship with me. I developed relationships with all of my customers. They can buy it directly from me, the Bad and Beautiful t-shirts, the hoodies. It's a whole brand to it, you know, to make a woman feel like, okay, somebody is speaking. And it's so funny because so many women across the country reach out to me and just say, thank you for that. I didn't, you know, I was thinking about going down this route. And then I heard your song and seeing the video, which was just a video. I went in CR's studio and I said, let's hook the microphone up and let's just record this on my phone.
Wow.
And it turns out, you know, the blogs and, you know, you and everybody is just supporting. And I really appreciate that.
It means so much to me as a woman, especially, you know, dealing in media, this entertainment. You know how it is. It's hard to stay up to what the society says is the status quo, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And for you to be a champion through this song, and the biggest part is your wounds and your scars. I think that hit me like in the heart, like that. It's a beautiful song. And
thank you.
For real. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You my sister, so it's funny talking to you. It's funny talking to you.
I know.
Yeah.
It really is. It's you know, me and Tray, like, you know, I've seen him as he's grown, and I'm just the man that he has become. Sometimes it makes me want to cry because I'm just like, you went through so much and you're here. And you shining, bro. You shining.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you know what? I the same for you though, Moji, because I really look at you is we watched each other grow. You understand what I'm saying? So to see throughout the years the evolution, because this is what I tell everybody, because even with me, you know, coming into my own skin with this gray hair now, I'm like, yo, this year for me, and I may not even have known this at the top of 2024, but this year has become about the evolution of Tray Chaney. So the stuff that people are saying with ChaneyWay.com and me being a business owner of Chaney Vision Entertainment and me executive producing movies now, it's like Antoine and my partnerships that I have with different filmmakers, actors, producers, directors, and just creation, you know, just being able to create my own and establish my own path and walk that path in a positive way. That's what the evolution of Tray Chaney is representing right now. So I'm just like, I'm waking up every day, I'm comfortable in my own skin, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, if I can just wake up every single day, I'm on a mission to inspire and motivate and encourage as many people, male and female and children around the world as I can.
And on that note, Tray, so in your journey, and first to thank you for that, for lending your voice and being a champion and showing people that they can do it. And you don't always have a backing, but you can do it. If you have an idea and a dream, you can do it. And I think that's the one thing that I that we both share is like, we don't give up, you know, no matter. You close a door, we create a door, we create it and make it happen. Where did you feel was that moment and shift in your life where you found your voice through your journey? Like, because sometimes you had your voice because you was a child. You was the confidence you had as a child. You knew you were going to be a star. You envisioned it. But truly finding your full voice in your journey, when do you feel that moment hit for you?
Well, first and foremost, I'm very grateful and thankful to be sitting here speaking to you after 30 years of being in the business. So thank you.
Yes.
So when we go back in time, when we go to the 8-year-old Tray Chaney, that time period of being 8 years old through 18, growing up in Forestville, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and just being a hip hop artist and a dancer, that was one like part of my life, you know, just performing. And so I'm still getting familiar, you know, with everything in the business. And then the second chapter was the Wire hits. So it's like, wait a minute, you know, this is my first show ever. Out the gate, God chose me to play this character, Malik Pukar, for 5 seasons. And this show, 22 years later, is being called the most critically acclaimed, groundbreaking show of all time. That's one whole chapter, right? So then I want to say this is my 3rd chapter right now, because, and this is when I'm really finding my voice in this industry. And I say that because when I started Chaney Vision Entertainment, my company, which is specializing in putting out our own independent films, shorts, TV shows, music videos, just production overall, when I started ChaneyWay.com, that's when it hit me. Like, okay, I'm going to take all of my experience from all of these years up to this point, the fans that I had since I was a kid all the way up to now, and bring all of them to one home, which is ChaneyWay.com, where I'm controlling my content. I put what goes up there. I'm sending it directly to them, which is direct to consumer communication. And I'm establishing the relationship with them. So now it's like, wait a minute, all these years, you mean to tell me this is all I had to think about and do? Now my voice is being heard even more, because when you take a film like Antoine, shout out to my brother Food with the Camera.
Yes.
Who wrote, directed, produced this masterpiece, and not only brought me on as OG Clyde, but as an executive producer. You said it a little bit before, you know, we got into this conversation. We did this by ourselves. Like, nobody helped with this except the people like yourself and the other folks that was around us to help. But with all of us being a part of the team, we all did this. This wasn't Hollywood. So that's another way I found my voice. Like, okay, so you mean to tell me if Food with the Camera owns a camera, can write, direct, produce, I'm an actor, writer, director, and I produce, it's no way that we gonna lose if we team up. And that's what finding my voice is all about. Chaney Vision Entertainment, 427 Cinema, and now you have Antoine as number one on Tubi. And it's like, all we got to do is keep repeating that. And repeating, when I say repeating, I mean consistent. Consistency is the key to success, to real success. Staying consistent and putting out also quality work. You know, so me finding a voice and just being in front of the camera and behind the scenes, because I'm already giving you the voice of OG Cloud or any of the characters that you've seen me play. Bleak on BMF, Poot on The Wire, Kendrick on Saints and Sinners. You know, I'm giving you my voice in that way. But when I attach Chaney Vision Entertainment to a project, and now I'm giving you my voice in the front of the camera and the back, now we talking. Because now it's the controlling. Okay, we can control when we drop on Instagram, when we drop on Tubi, when we want people to see us on Fox 5, when we want to get on the blog, you know. So it's like every day we're just pushing for our voices to be heard even louder and even more.
Definitely. And Antoine dropped on in Black History Month, and every day we're Black History, every day. And you are history, I'm history, we're all history. And Jordan Marcel is history. So proud of him. We both proud of him. And what does that mean for you to create a legacy for those looking up to be in the industry or just be a voice? What does that mean to you as a role model?
Well, for me, it just means I'm here to set the example. You know, and my thing is, as long as we as individuals push every day to just be great people and do right by people, great things will happen. So for me, it's about setting the right example for people to walk down. And everybody's path is different. I don't want people to think what works for me may work for them. But overall, we as human beings, we know right from wrong. So we know certain paths not to go down. You know what I'm saying? Not destructive paths. Or we know if we go down this right path, this positive path, it'll lead to greater success. So my thing is, Tray Chaney is the example for what I feel, you know what I'm saying? People that watch me, that follow me every day, that's inspired by me or motivated can follow. And they can look at it and say, okay, he's laying a blueprint in his way. And even if they don't do everything necessarily like me, but if they just have the basics, and when I say the basics of just knowing right from wrong and knowing not to go down a destructive path, stay on that positive path, keep on walking, you know, regardless of the trials and tribulations or your circumstances. If you stay on that, you know, it becomes, the road gets a little easier. Nothing in life is easy, but at least your mindset will be at a point where, you know, like, okay, I got something to look forward to at the end of that dark tunnel if you're going through a dark moment.
And speaking of dark moments, what does it mean in regards to mental health, especially for men? Because for so long, our society has looked down as, oh, if I express myself or something hurt, or almost like it's oblivious for men to have feelings or to feel or have empathy. What does that mean to you in this stage in your life of mental health?
Well, at this stage in my life, mental health, it plays a real big role. And one, we're faced with so much negativity out here, just as Black men, period, and Black women, you know. And with that being the case, it's nothing wrong with therapy, you know, and that's something that I stress. That's something that Food with the Camera stresses. There's nothing wrong with therapy, and it comes in different type of ways. Whether it's, for instance, being in this business, if you just say, okay, it's a time and a place for this business, And then it's a time and a place to just be with family. People
Mm-hmm.
that love you, people that stick by you since day one.
Yes.
That's a form of therapy. Or if you know specialists in your area that you could talk to about some of the things that you may need to unpack that you ain't even know.
Yes.
That's another form. So mental health is definitely important, because in order to be on this path to success, your mental got to be right. You know what I'm saying? It has to be. So if that means going to go speak to somebody, or going to go do things that make you feel good, as long as it's positive, that's the type of thing that you should be pushing.
Definitely. And you're so right about that. And this the movie Antoine highlights mental health and the
Mhm.
importance of it. Which once again, check it out on Tubi, Amazon Prime. Um, and speaking on that, the book, what inspired the book? It shows this whole journey of your life. But what said
Yeah,
this is the time to really tell my true story? They got different characters
yeah.
of Trey, but I'm going
Mhm.
to bring everything together. So what inspired that?
Well, the truth you can't betray is, again, a play on my name. And the reason why I came up with the title is because everything in the book is the truth up until when the book ends. Because
Mm,
of course, when people say, Trey, you wrote a book, the truth you can't betray, I'm like, yeah, I wrote the book like how we're having a conversation. So it's not all these crazy big words or all of these different theses and all this. I'm like, I just wrote the book to say I'm inspiring, motivating the next man or woman to strive for their dream. So the point was just to touch on parts of my life that people may not have known. Like, again, The Wire being my first job as an actor, how I started as an artist, a hip hop artist and dancer backstage with Big Daddy Kane and Mike Tyson at Apollo Theater. I got pictures of them at 8 years old.
yep.
Um, once The Wire kicked off, how did I deal with just a little bit of fame? Did I blow my money, or did I keep a little something more? When I met my wife, and
Hmm.
and just it touches on. It's, for me, I call The Truth You Can't Betray a conversational piece with Tray Chaney. When you read it, it's like you're talking directly to me. So that's why I wrote it. So and again, the overall, reason is just to say, hey, y'all, never give up. Even if you go through trials and tribulations, if you're going through struggling, if you're going through hardships, don't give up. And it leaves off where my story is still being told every day.
Come on.
Yeah, my story
Yeah.
is still being told every single day, just through the eyes of this phone, um, social media. When people meet me in person, when they feel the Tray Chaney energy, you know what I'm saying? Because I know one thing: energy is real. Vibrations, frequency, all of that stuff is the universe. It's real. And I realize when I walk in a room, people are going to know and understand the light that walks into that room. And
Yes.
I'm not just saying that to be saying it. I
It's real.
feel when I come in, I'm exuding positive energy and real, like a real light. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that rubs off. Like they always say, energy is contagious. I want to if I could touch as many people as possible with that type of level of energy, what my job is being done. I'm making a positive impact. I'm ready to make this world a better place.
Definitely. And you are light. You show up as light, and you continue to share your life with others, which is such a beautiful thing. Um, were there ever a moment in your life where you ever felt like you were muted before in your journey?
For me, yeah, and I say that because when The Wire ended in 2008, I found myself, I want to say, muted for 7 years.
Mhm.
And when I say that, I'm talking about not getting no mainstream work, or even when I say mainstream work, I'm talking about, okay, I was on The Wire for 5 seasons. I was in, each episode and all of the seasons, but to not get a steady gig like that for 7 years, of course I felt muted. But I let my voice be heard on an independent level. When everybody on 13th and F Street in Washington, D.C. at the shop seen me downtown selling merch out the trunk of my car with my brother Torrance Hall, you know, it was, I felt muted, but at the same time, little did I know I was building a fan base. And it was a lot of noise. You know what I'm saying? We made a lot of noise in them streets for 7 years straight. And for me, Saints and Sinners came knocking at my door in 2015. So it's like I go from Poop on the Wire, 2002 to 2008. From 2008, when the Wire ended, to 2015, regardless of if I felt muted, regardless if I was going through trials and tribulations, I kept going. I did not let nothing or nobody stop me. I stood on them corners with my chest up, my head up, like, hey, I got this book. You know what I'm saying? I got these t-shirts. I got this music. And I kept pushing regardless, because at the end of the day, I put something up on Instagram. This has to be a till death do us part business. Period.
Yes.
You know, I'm going to keep on pushing and moving until I no longer can do it again, until I am resting in peace.
Yes.
So I had that mentality. Once that mentality kicks in, I don't care what's going on. I'm going to accomplish everything I put my mind and energy in. I'm going to accomplish it. And then when Saints and Sinners came knocking on my door in 2015, that was one of those aha moments. Like, whoa, you mean to tell me all of the work that I went through, all of the days being on that corner, and some days I would make $1. You know what I'm saying? Some days I ain't make nothing. Some days I might make $500. But it was a lot more days where I ain't make a dime, and I still kept a smile on my face. I still kept a smile on my face. I still wasn't budging. If people would walk past and not support it, would, but that right there, a lot of celebrities are not ready for that type of level of commitment. A lot of celebrities are not ready for that type of level of commitment once a show or film ends, and they're not ready to stand on the corners and sell merch out the trunk of their car. Me, to this day, I'll still do it. I'm just doing it in another way. ChaneyWay.com now is where you could buy all of the merch, the album, the book directly from me. That's my new 13th and F out the trunk. So, you know, it's still, I still had the mentality, and I'm still going to, when people look at me, that's why I said earlier, I want to be the example of, regardless of whatever happens in life, you never give up. You develop the till death do us part mentality. That's the mentality that I created.
And that's very innovative of you to do that, and being able to pivot. You know, people used to laugh at me back in the day, like, we're hustlers, right? We come from the grit. That's perfect perseverance. And when you're a hustler, it doesn't matter what situation we're put in. We're going to create something out of nothing. We're going to take, we're going to turn, 15 cent turn into $1. We're going to sell ice to an Eskimo. We're going to make it work.
Right. That's right.
You know, when you're put in those situations, you find a way. When there's a will and a where, there's tenacity and grit, and that's what you have. And you never let one situation stop you. And sometimes a setback is a setup for a step up, or that setback is opening you up for something even bigger, which God blessed you with so many blessings. And I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for your light. I'm grateful for you being a mentor and all the work that you're doing. God has more blessings for you. And the last thing I would like to ask you is, you could give advice to those looking, in whatever industry, but just some words of wisdom from you, if you can share that.
Well, for me, I've been saying lately, work through it to get to it, meaning regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the struggles, the trials and tribulations, continue to work. I just gave everyone the example of when The Wire ended in 2008. I did not get a call to 2015. So with that being said, it was plenty of times I could have gave up. And that never crossed my mind. Giving up would never cross my mind. The mentality also that you would need to develop is, okay, it's just not time yet. Because that word time plays a very important part in all of our lives. We think as human beings that it's on us and it's on our time. The blessing is not coming when you want it. And I had to understand that. It's on God's timing. And when God is ready to bless you, then the blessing is going to come and it's going to be the right time.
Amen.
So just keep showing up every day. Keep knocking on doors, kick down doors, keep networking. Collaboration has been my word for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Collaboration is very important. If you know someone who is next to you that's grinding, that has a podcast, that has, you know, a camera, like Food with the Camera. I keep using him as an example because and he'll tell you this. I told him it's no way that I'm just going to sit here and let you have all of this talent and this camera. You can do something that I can't right now, which is shoot, edit, and color correct. I haven't got that far yet. I'm an actor though. I'm a producer. I got a lot of connections and resources. Partnering with someone who reminds you of yourself, that's the best thing that me and him could have ever did for each other, you know? So yeah, just keep pushing and never let self-doubt creep into your mind either. Because like I said, you're enough, whether you know it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because you have the greatest being ever, and that's God.
Definitely. And like you said, we're enough. You don't lack anything. There's nothing to be fixed. We just got to remember who we are.
Yeah.
We suffer because society or something's turned off where we forgot who we were. And this is the last question because we have to wrap up soon. But the determined, fearless, young version of yourself, the confidence, I swear that confidence was amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we find ourselves where society mutes us or some trauma or different things happen where we lose that confidence. Where there are times where you spoke to that younger version of yourself to pull that power. I always talk about the power of the inner child. Wow. How did that younger version support you in your adulthood?
The younger version supports me now in my adulthood. Hold on, I gotta say that again. The younger version of Tray Chaney supports the adult Tray Chaney now, because I look at myself on those videos when I was 8 years old, live on national television, news. You know, people, anchors coming to my mother and father's house to get footage of what I was doing back then as a dancer, as a hip hop artist. And the energy that I had back then is the fuel that led me to adulthood now. If that energy was like that at 8, you can only imagine what I'm on in my 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's that times 30 plus years of being in the business. And that's why every day when I wake up and I talk to people, you know, on these platforms, I understand why they could be inspired too. Because I would be inspired if you know, me meeting another Tray Chaney, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, this dude does not give up. And that's all I'm trying to push. I push that on everybody I meet. Just hang in there. Don't give up. I told my wife the other day, you know, I never.
Shout out to your wife too. We got to shout her out.
Shout out to Aisha. I told my wife though, I said I never stop trying. You know what I'm saying? I never stop rolling the dice, you know, every day, or throwing the darts, waiting for one of them to just stick. I never stop. You know what I'm saying? And then even when you do get opportunities that come, and it's a reflection of all your hard work, then you can sit back and look on all of the years and say, okay, now I get it. I put the work in. I've been putting the work in. And you have to be a special type of person to put in that much amount of work and not see any results. I've had those times. I've had those weeks. I've had those months. I've had those years where I put in so much work and nothing happened. But again, I still woke up with a smile on my face. I still woke up with the same amount of energy and effort to say, okay, it didn't happen yesterday. It didn't happen last week. It didn't happen last month. It didn't happen last year, but today might be the day. Every single day I wake up, and this has been going on for many years. I wake up every day as if a major, huge blessing is just getting ready to hit, because I know the type of work that I'm putting in, and everybody sees it. It's documentation. I'm documenting and showing everyone what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, let me show y'all how this really works. Even you, Moji, supporting the Queen hoodie. I think about that because that was off of something I put out. Like I tell creators all the time, it ain't really no right time to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Every day could be your shot.
Come on.
You got to take those shots. You got to shoot them free throws for real.
Come
my thing is, I'm not sitting back with all of this merch that my wife is creating and just letting it sit in our office. Nah, I'm gonna put this out, and then someone like yourself sees it, and it's like, oh wow, I've never seen that. I want it, you know, and it's just that's the mentality that I have. It's just like, look, shoot your shot. At
Do
any
it.
given time, it ain't no correct or right time or day to make something happen. If right now, even when we wrap up on this interview, I'm feeling like once this come out, boom, we both gonna be on another level. Like somebody gonna call and be like, man, I want to do business right now with both of y'all. You
A
know?
word.
Yeah.
We putting it out there. Just like Trey said, do it loud, do it proud, do it however. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough, and you already are. And Trey is just an example of determination, God's blessing, and to trust the process. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Gotta trust it. And we're about to wrap up in a second. And you know, this is just me just being selfish. What kind of advice do you have for me, big bro?
You know what? It is because when I see you, I see somebody that already has the it factor. You have that. And with the it factor is going to come even a greater responsibility. And you are wearing responsibility well. The way that you even came to the Antoine permit and represented and really had your team there, and the way that you just made all of us feel comfortable even talking on the car, because you know a lot of people that interview us, you know, you can't really give them too much, but you made everybody feel comfortable. And my advice to you is keep doing that over and over, and then you'll start to see everything that you want to happen just open right up. It's already ours. It's already ours. It's already there. All we got to do is keep going. Like I said, do right by people. And another thing too, when you inspire, or I want to say when you lend a helping hand to somebody, don't expect nothing back. That's the mindset that I've been in for a while lately. Like, if I'm gonna do something for you, I ain't looking for nothing back. All I'm looking for is for you to be like, hey, look, I took what you did or what you gave, and I turned it into this. My thing is, I don't want to give people nothing that they not going to go flip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go make something out of yourself with the information that I might give you, or if it's monetary or whatever it is, make something out yourself with it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. I got to give it up for my OGs like Big Daddy Kane and,
Yes.
you know, Snoop Dogg, Clifton Powell. These guys, musically, you know, for them to just even take a chance on Tray Chaney, put me on the road with them, and then for Clifton to believe in me so much where he referred me to my agent that I have now. I didn't have an agent when I was on The Wire. I didn't have an agent on Saints and Sinners until the second season when Clifton seen something and said, okay, you got it. And that's just like with you. Any resources that I could plug you into, you know, I'm more than happy to do it, because here's the deal. You're already helping yourself. You're already doing the work. That's what I try to tell artists all the time. Nobody is going to lend a helping hand to you unless they see you trying to help yourself. Nobody's going to, if you don't believe in yourself, who else going to believe in you if you don't even believe in yourself? And I think, well, not think, I know that's why my relationships are so strong in this business, because since the day that someone met me, they could see my portfolio. You know what I'm saying? They could look at the IMDb. They could see the music videos, how they elevated. My music videos elevated from one thing to now. My brother I Am Don Juan has shot the last 15, 16 of my videos. You know, that's why I say this year is really about elevation. This is the year Tray Chaney elevates to one of the highest levels that anyone has probably ever seen me elevate to in life. And I'm doing it. Yeah, and I'm doing it with passion. I'm doing it with honesty. I'm doing it with love. I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I'm ready to reach the next level, like today, after I get off this interview with you.
Yes. Happening right now in this moment. Make sure that you support and get you one of those hoodies, get you the book and support, watch the videos, get you the music. And this is what we have to do. We have to support each other as we all rise together, as we wake up. This is the year of truth and unveiling. And this is the highest rise that you're going to see. And there's no ceiling. So thank you so much, Tray. We love you. We're proud of you. More blessings to come.
You.
And support the website. Okay.
Thank y'all. ChaneyWay.com is the site.
Definitely make sure that